I can't believe you've just walked out like this. I'm just like, I'm
obsessed with it.
I'm still kind of
I've worn it so much to the point. Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
I've worn it so much to the point that like I will sacrifice being a little bit uncomfortably too hot on many occasions just to wear this.
It is so perfect. I can't. I'm just still. Yeah. We start.
Still need to start and say our hellos and everything.
Okay. You go.
Hello, everyone.
Hi.
Welcome to Two Pearls in a Pod. This is Sarah, and I'm Paige.
And this is our podcast where we wear beautiful things, apparently.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is a more standard episode. We've got a lot to talk about. It's been a while since we were together. It's certainly been a while since we did like a regular podcast episode. So we talked about our plans last time, but we're here today to just like talk about, like, do a classic what we're working on.
Just the usual, you know,
Yeah.
Go through what we're wearing, the finished objects, the whips, all that jazz, you know?
You guys know the drill. Start by saying that we're on the lands of the Wurundjeri people of the Kulin Nation and incredibly grateful to be here.
Yes, thank you so much. It's beautiful, beautiful day, as always.
Back out in my garden with the associated perils.
Yeah. Last time I got hit by some bird poop, so wishing
We're
me
really
luck.
like amongst the nature here.
Should we get started and talk about what you're wearing as well? Because I love the top.
We'll do this first so that we can spend an appropriate amount of time on this. I'm just wearing my Tolster Tee by Rebecca Claw of the Creia Bayer. This is a really classic modifiable pattern, and the one key modification I made with mine is this little Henley insertion that I did.
Nailed it.
This was like a good warm up for one of my current projects. This I've done the fingering weight version, and I used Knitting for Olive pure silk.
Nice.
So yeah, this one's one of my few summer knits.
Yeah. I was gonna say I'm still yet to get into the summer knit.
This is my most recent. I did it maybe about a year ago.
Yeah.
And I've not done another one since.
Yeah.
And I have no intention of doing any more.
That's the thing. It's like small needles. I don't get the same satisfaction, but
and I just don't wear
it. For you, but
it's just this. They do not earn their keep. Yeah. Anyway, that's
maybe
me.
we'll be changed people eventually, but for the moment, that's where I stand too.
Unlikely. Okay, it's time.
Okay, well for me, this is as close as I'm probably going to get into a summer knit. I'll stand back so you can see properly, but, oh, sorry, my shorts are like, you know, being shorts. This is my Eula's Genser. I'm obsessed with it. I love how it looks. Yeah. What else
It is
to say?
so stunning. I just can't fathom. Oh my god, it's so beautiful.
I guess more info. Eula's Genser, it's by Sandnes Garn. It was from a pattern booklet. I knitted it in Knitting for Olive soft silk mohair in the colour Elderflower, and this is completely copied both in terms of doing it full stop, the pattern, and the yarn from Sarah's, because Sarah made it originally. Well, yeah, she made it originally, and when I saw it in real life especially, it's like this beautiful, I feel like it doesn't ever come up on camera quite right. It looks more cream on camera.
We have spent so long trying to define
it's
this
like
colour.
like lemon sorbet, like lemony yellow colour.
It's beautiful.
It's gorgeous. And I love the colour and the pattern. And you guys know I love a pastel and like ethereal floaty look. So this is where we're at. In terms of other things, I knitted it. I actually wrote some notes.
Oh, good for you.
I knitted it with 3.5mm needles, which I want to say is 0.5 millimetre bigger than usual. Okay. Usually I go up 0.5 millimetre needle size.
Because it was recommended to do it. Like the pattern says a 3, I think, because I did a 3.
Let me double check because I've got it here.
I think I did it on a 3.
Yeah, the pattern says 3mm needles. Yeah, I did 3.5. I actually did do a gauge swatch for this as well. Actually, gauge swatches, I know we're going to be doing a knitting resolutions video, but gauge swatches are one of my knitting resolutions. But yeah, so 3.5mm needles. There was something else I was going to say about it. Oh yeah, I didn't do the short rows because you said don't do them, so I didn't do them. And then when I blocked it, I just blocked it a little bit more like that.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
It does.
And I also just generally like quite a high neck, like boat neck anyway.
On you.
So I think it worked out well. And I think the other thing I would recommend about this kind of thing is like the styling. I was a bit worried about because it's kind of sheer, like you can probably tell. It's sort of sheer, but then I didn't want you to just like see a bra, but I also like if you wear something cream under it, you can't really see the detailing.
Yeah.
And we've sort of talked about it on the podcast before, but the solution is wearing a Skims undergarment.
Yeah.
So I'm wearing like a Skims like little like cropped like bandeau cropped singlet thing.
Oh, cool.
Like a little, it's like, it doesn't look like a bra, it looks like a crop top, I suppose.
Yeah,
like a sports bra kind of thing. And it's like exactly, they have a really good colour range and it's exactly my skin tone. And so it literally
just blends.
It blends.
I didn't even notice. I was like, I was too dazzled.
Well, this is the thing. It doesn't take away. There's no like awkward shadowing. It's just the focus is on the garment, which is what I love.
The fit is beautiful.
Thanks.
And like mine, the one thing I think when I wear mine is I've made a size too small.
What size did you
I think we
make
did
it?
the same.
Oh, we did the same.
And now I regret the fact, like, because I'm obviously a fair bit bigger than you, like it fits you perfect, and it makes me realise that I should have gone up a size.
But I feel like yours fit perfectly. I think it was just the sleeves.
No, it's like tighter across the yoke. Oh. And so I'm just a bit sad because yours is perfect. Yours has the perfect amount of drape. And it's the perfect amount of oversize. And it was just a bit more snug on me, which is fine.
I definitely used a lot of your... I think it's hard being like the first of the two of us doing it though, because I used a lot of your modifications. Like I didn't do the short rows. Even the sleeves, like I remember yours around the cuff being really tight and they cinched in so much. And I think in the pattern it like gets you to knit two together and go down a lot of needle sizes, and I just went way less aggressive. Like I knit every second two together in the end. Didn't go down
like
as
less
many.
of a balloon.
Yeah, and then it leaves this like
beautiful.
It's like exactly how I want it.
Yeah.
So it's things like that I feel like unfortunately like if you're the first person. But anyway,
I'm so happy for you. That is perfection.
I want to knit more stuff like this, and like I'm really excited. I've got in my 2025 plans the Vienna blouse, which is like the garny looking one. I'm really excited to knit with more just exclusive mohair after this.
It's just like, it's so ethereal and floaty and beautiful. I'm so happy for
I'm
you.
Obsessed.
Oh,
yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
You made that when you were traveling.
Yes, I did.
A good travel project?
It was a perfect travel project, especially because you're only using mohair and it's just one strand of mohair, so it compresses into nothing. You can take it like it's kind of like a sock project in the amount of bulk it takes up. It took a really long time to do because it's on like relatively small needles, and like it was the perfect project. I think people I do remember whinging about the start of it.
Yeah,
that really sucked.
What needle size did you use for that?
They were just small.
I
want to say like 2.5 maybe.
Oh my god.
2.5 or 3. It's twisted rib with like a little thread. So, and then also when you start the lace, that sucked. The cast on this, oh my gosh, that was the worst. However, once I got past here, it was a dream.
Away. Yeah. And you're just like, it's so Moorish.
One more thing. The cast off. Regrets. I started doing a sewn bound cast off. I would have had this done so much sooner if I didn't do that, just because it was such
You
a
actually
pain.
did it?
I did it all the way around. It doesn't even pay off. Like you can't really tell because it's like a thread. It doesn't look super neat despite me putting the effort into it. And it took me like 20,000 years. It's so many stitches. It's so much just like thread. Huge regrets. Never doing that again. Just by the way.
Yeah.
So don't do that to yourself.
Like, do this.
Do
Don't
it.
do that.
Just don't do that. Those are my recommendations.
I'm so happy for you. It's so beautiful.
Thank you.
Oh, bless. Cool. Okay. Let's talk about. Have you got any other? I haven't got any finished objects.
I have another finished object.
Let's hear about.
Guys, this is the thing. I have so much to talk about. Okay,
This is good because like I've had a lot of like chaotic cast on energy, which means I got a lot of whips, but not much to show. So please, let's see what you've got.
I've got a lot of whips as well. My thing is though, because I haven't been on the podcast for a while, like I have a lot to talk about.
Good.
So, I have a finished object, which I'll show you first.
I saw a hint of this and I was like, whoa, oh my god.
Isn't it beautiful?
It is so luxe.
So this is the Sandro pullover by Flaminia, who's knitting Flam on Instagram and also has her own YouTube channel. I'll put all of her details below as well as the pattern. This is her first pattern that she's designed and she's done such a great job. It's such a beautiful classic piece. It's just like classic.
It's just timeless.
The funny thing is I knitted this predominantly whilst I was away as well, and like I went into like Ralph Lauren and stuff a few times around Europe, and literally they're selling exactly this jumper, and every time I was like, well, I've got one of those like on my needles. So I love it.
Stunning.
I knitted it in the second size, and I went up half a needle size as always to perfectly meet gauge, so 4.5mm needles, but the pattern calls for 4mm needles. It'll be coming like in February, I think. This is my first test knit ever as well, so that's really exciting. I loved being part of it. It really motivated me to actually turn a whip into a finished object, because it did lend me some accountability, and because it was a test as well, I did like a proper swatch, because
that's monumental.
Well, I wanted like 10 centimeters of length
and some cables,
so I could like properly do my job as a test knitter, and I think it paid off. Like I feel like it got me to really see the fabric and stuff, and make sure I like perfectly got gauge. And also, I said doing swatches is now my knitting resolution. I want to also create like a pin board in my room with all my swatches as like a bit of like an art piece as well. So that's also part of my motivation for going ahead and doing my swatches.
It's a good like way to make you do swatches. This looks like a shop bought garment in the nicest way.
Thank you.
Like in the like this, you could walk into Ralph Lauren and buy this.
Thank you.
It's perfect.
I actually haven't tried it on post blocking because
it's really nice. Like it's got
just been too hot.
Yeah.
Like it's like 40 degrees.
Yeah.
But I followed the pattern exactly. Did I make any modifications? No, not a single modification on this jumper compared to the pattern. The only thing I would say is I blocked it after completing it because I was too lazy to do a mid-project block. And I need to actually invest in proper blocking materials. I think now is the time. I use literally just like towels, wet it, and then like lay it on the towel and kind of use the friction from the towel to get it to kind of like stay. But with something like this, which has cables and like rib, it definitely still like cinches in.
It needs a proper block.
And I think like the actual jumper bit worked out fine, but I think the cables like have a lot of room to like expand.
Stretch out a bit more.
So please, friends, I always think about buying the like Knit Pro blocking things, pins and stuff. Are they the ones that everyone just uses? Do you use Knit Pro? What do you use for blocking? Because I'm using pins and a towel.
I don't know what it is. I'm using the multi-comb pin thing.
Yeah, but you
like
need that because I don't have
dress pins. No good.
So I'm using dress pins, but the thing with dress pins is it doesn't pull the whole garment, so you get this like spider web kind of holly shape. I think
of all the things that I have like bought equipment wise, makes sense.
I just need to do it.
I think just do it.
I think here we are. Okay, I'm going to invest, but if you guys have like a little life hack in terms of don't get the Knit Pro ones, get some other ones, tell me, because
I mean like mat wise, I just got like a kids mat from
that's
Kmart,
fine. I'm going to get
like
that from
really
Kmart or Bunnings, like they use for like gym floors.
Yeah.
But in terms of the pins, tell me what pins I should get. Yeah. That's all my finished objects.
Nice. Should we jump into whips then?
Yeah.
Good. I want to show my absolute favourite whip.
Oh my gosh, I get to finally see it. You were talking about this in your Make 9 and I was like, I really want to see what it looks like. It looks so good. That looks like it's perfection. Also the yarn choice, perfection. This is so... Have you blocked this?
Yeah.
I was like, this is so neat.
Yes. Okay, this is my Marius Genser by Sandnes Garn.
Sorry, I'm still... Just keep talking because I'm just going to hyperfixate.
It is a very traditional pattern, which was like... I think it's kind of like re-released every so often or like reincorporated into different styles or whatever. The pattern book that I got it from, or the pattern that I'm working off, is a bottom-up garment where you steek shoulders and then you sew in arms that are also knit bottom-up. I spoke about this a little bit last time. I think that, so basically I've just done provisional cast-ons for
Knew it. I was
everything.
waiting for her to be like, provisional cast on.
So, because I want you to knit from the bottom up, but I want to knit top down so I can get the right length.
This is so neat. I'm sorry. Did
So
you seam that?
I did it's a 3 needle bind off at the shoulder. So I did a provisional cast on just before the colour work for the body started and knit up.
Yeah.
And then picked up those stitches at that point to then knit down.
Yeah.
That's the plan. And then I did the same for the sleeves. Like I worked out the number of stitches that you needed to be at before when you start the colour work for the sleeves, and then knit kind of from here up.
Yeah.
And then again picking up those stitches back up from the provisional cast on. I'll get to that. And then knit down the sleeves.
Yeah.
Make sense?
Yeah.
Sandnes Garn patterns, especially these like more traditional ones, are pretty basic. So it took a fair amount of brain power to kind of work out, like calculate how many stitches I needed to be at before I started the colour work, the sleeves. But yeah, it's like...
Why is this so neat? Like, what's going on here? I'm dying to know.
Oh yeah, okay. So I want to...
sorry, if you've got a process to explain this.
No, I'm just like, I feel like there's a lot to say.
Yeah.
And I'm just kind of overwhelmed and I don't know where to start because there's a lot to talk about.
Should I ask questions?
Sure.
Okay, so firstly, can we just appreciate the theming I was talking about at the top? Like, is that not the neatest thing ever? Look at the inside. Can you see the inside? I'm hoping you can see the inside. It's so neat. Anything to add about that?
The 3 needle cast off?
Yeah.
Nope.
No, okay.
That was pretty straightforward.
Then tell me what's going on here.
So...
Because that's how I saw that, because I was looking at the inside.
So, like the way, because you steek it doesn't even do the thing where you like cast off and then create a bridge for the steek.
Right.
You're just
steeking straight into the fabric. You're steeking
straight into the fabric, which was like kind of wild. I feel like I'm like comfortable steeking now. Like I know what I'm doing a little bit. This one was probably hard because there was no like gap. Anyway. But it means that you've got like a rough raw edge of stitches at the shoulder seams. So what they have you do is you knit up until the point where you would join it, and then you knit a little bit more, and you kind of do, it's almost like a facing. Yeah. Or like you knit these extra stitches.
But you're knitting them onto what? Onto the original fabric?
Onto the sleeve.
Oh, onto the sleeve bit. Wait, do you knit the sleeves and then sew it on?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
So what I did was I knit the sleeve, and then I sew, and then this is the facing, which I actually did in a different colour. I don't know if you can see that. So this facing bit is like a continuation. So you like knit.
Yeah.
And then you get to this point and you do like a few rows of stocking stitch backwards and forwards.
Yeah.
And that the intent of this is to cover that rough raw edge where you've steeked your stitches.
Yeah, but then how are you tucking in the remainder?
Of what?
Like, turn it this way, because aren't the rough raw stitches here from this bit?
Yeah, but they're like further in, because then you sew the sleeve to the body.
Oh, I see. I understand. Yeah, I jerried. So it covers them on the inside.
It covers that raw edge on the inside, and it gives a nice, and everything is like wrapped up and enclosed.
And then it's also giving it structure there as well, so the tension's probably not happening like right at the edge.
Yeah. Yeah.
Where the sleeve attaches.
Yes. So that is like the traditional way of doing it.
Yeah.
I think it makes too much bulk at the shoulder seam. Oh. Can you see? It's like there's quite a big step there.
Yeah.
There is a lot, and when I wear, like I've tried this on, because there's like at least 2 kind of 3 layers of like yarn at this seam, and it looks bulky. And when I look back at other garments that like these traditional ones, I can see they've all got a step there, and that is the traditional way of doing it, and everyone just kind of
does it,
accepts that like you're going to have bulk at this seam so that it can all be wrapped up on the inside. I really don't like it, and I think what I want to do is take the sleeve off, rip back that facing, and just pick up stitches and graft.
Oh no, I knew you were going to say the word graft, and I was like, don't.
No, I just want.
Whenever you say graft, it stresses me out.
I just want, like, and I think if I did that, so it's basically like picking up the stitches from this side and grafting them to the stitches from the sleeve, and so there's going to be less material here. It won't look as nice on the inside, and like technically, it probably won't be as like hardy.
Well, I was going to say, but then won't that have the risk of pulling off these stitches?
Which stitches?
these side bits, because you've got the tension there.
Yeah, but like they're steeped with I've the stitches before you steep it, you reinforce it with I did it on my sewing machine.
I guess that's the thing. It just needs to be really reinforced.
Yeah, and I think, so I'm in the sun a bit. I think that this is not going to be washed a lot. You know, like it's not going to get a huge amount of like roughing up, and so I think it's worth the risk that it might not be as robust to not have this like big lumpy bit at the shoulder.
Yeah. Yeah, I understand the lumpy concern.
I feel like it's even worse in real life. Like I can feel it.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I'd be open to suggestions. So if anyone has done this sort of traditional
I think I'd feel more
work,
comfortable if you like, rather than machine reinforcing, if it was like felted, I feel like I'd be chill.
do you know, but like these are two very rustic yarns.
Yeah.
I should talk about the yarns. My main colour is Bendigo Woollen Mills Woodlands 8-ply, which is a wool with like flecks through it.
It's gorgeous.
Which is lovely. And then my contrast colour is Gynt, and this pattern is meant to be in
all
Gynt.
Yeah.
It is very rustic. It's blocked, like the colourwork is blocked out really beautifully. It was really easy to do a nice job. Like Gynt is made for colourwork. It's perfection. I think it's enough of a rustic yarn that it'll hold. So I think I'm going to take the sleeves off and reconnect them to the body in a less secure but more comfortable and nicer looking way.
Okay. Look, I obviously trust you, but I'm stressed.
I'm happy to take suggestions if someone has some more experience.
Yep.
Stressed. But other than that, it's going really well. I've done one. I've almost finished the first sleeve. I'm gonna pick these provisional stitches up and do the next sleeve, and then with whatever's left, I can try on the body.
Yep, perfect.
That's the plan.
Love.
This colourwork was so fun. It was
looks
so
really fun.
good.
It looks really fun.
I'm really pleased about it.
And it looks so neat. Like I'm dying over this part in particular, like with the little V's from the perfect stitches. It's so neat.
I'm so happy.
I'm so proud of you.
I just needed to be like 30 degrees colder for me to wear.
But you know, it'll be ready for winter.
I will be ready for winter. That is for sure. My challenge at the moment is like there's things which I should be working on sooner, like which are more time sensitive.
It's fine.
But
knitting's for fun anyway. So
this is so much fun. So yeah, please, I'm taking advice. Someone save me from myself on this one. But yeah, this is my pride and joy right now.
I love it. I really want to do. I also have plans to do like a Norwegian Olympic ski sweater, and I've got the yarn for it and stuff. And it wasn't in my Make 9 because I had it in my Make 9 last year, and I said I wasn't going to do double ups. But I still do plan on doing it this year. So,
what's next? What else have you got?
I was going to talk about my Harper cardigan.
Yes, please.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so this yarn and pattern were gifted. Everything else that is in this video, none of it's sponsored or gifted, okay? I'm just going to say that because we use Sandnes Garn a lot, and
we do.
But this,
we have recently.
This is gifted pattern and yarn. So we will have more details to follow about what it's for exactly, but we don't want to get too ahead of ourselves.
Just know that there is like plans in the works for Australians to be able to access Sandnes Garn significant, like with a great deal more ease than in the past. Yeah,
basically there are people / persons working on it. We'll see. It's not us, but
it's not us, but
it's in the works, and obviously we would all be very, very happy if this all works out. So yeah, that's sort of how this has come about. We were gifted some yarn and patterns. We were basically given the choice of some of their latest patterns to choose something that we liked or some things that we liked. I picked the Harper cardigan, which I'll pop on the screen some pictures of it. It's just like a beautiful textured cardigan with some cables and moss stitch, and the yarn to go with it, it was just going to be whatever the yarn was that was recommended. So I'm making it with the Ballerina Chunky and Cos yarn. The Ballerina Chunky, I've got some notes here. So the Ballerina Chunky Mohair is in the colour Bubblegum Pink, which is 4315, and then this Cos yarn is in Shocking Pink, which is 4614. But I will say, despite it being called Shocking Pink, it's definitely pastel pink. Yeah, I did know this going into it. I was hoping it would be slightly darker, but I did relatively know this because I looked at a million pictures online and on Ravelry of people who've used it to try and pick what I wanted. I decided to, and if you've watched our 2020 25, make 9. You'll know this already. But I did want to do something that, for me, feels slightly different. But some people think I just like colour because Sarah likes earthy tones. They're like, Paige likes the colourful stuff. I like pastel stuff. And I generally go cooler toned or lilac-y kind of tones with like pops of fluoro. That's what I like. This is actually much brighter for me than what I would go for. And I don't usually go for a pink like this, like a bubblegum pink. But I wanted something different. And yeah, so this is what we landed on. So I'm really excited about it. I did start off doing a gauge swatch. It's knit on 5mm needles is what the pattern suggests. Because I'm a tight knitter, I did my gauge swatch in 5.5, but I found that it was a little bit gappier than what I liked. So when I knit the garment, I knit on 5mm needles, just crossing my fingers that it would work out. The other thing is on my gauge swatch, can you see what I mean? It looks like a checkerboard.
Yeah, you've done double moss.
I've done double.
I don't know, seed?
I did the essential of, I think I did what you would call a double. It would be a double moss probably. Basically knit, knit, purl, purl, knit, knit, purl, purl, rather than knit, purl, and then doing like 2 of the same before switching.
Like it's a checker, yeah.
So it looks like a checkerboard. So it's probably not accurate anyway, but it just looked too big. So that's why I went down. Then I got really nervous that this looked really small, but I did a quick steam block with Sarah's handy dandy and amazing steam generator iron. And if anything, an aggressive block gets it too big. So I'm in the clear is what I'm trying to say.
I think it really transformed with blocking. Like I was like, oh, it's really squishy and a little bit stiff, but even that steam block, it just got a little bit more drape to it in the perfect way.
Look how cute this colour is.
Look at you.
I'm so obsessed.
I'm so proud of you. Oh my god.
So yeah, that's where we're at. I'm on the back panel to begin with, and you know it's looking good. And the back is all moss stitch. So yeah, it looks great. I'm loving knitting with it. The
This
Cos
is going
yarn.
to be so outrageous.
It's going to be so fun. The Cos yarn is a blown yarn, like a blown mohair kind of yarn, which isn't generally my favourite. And I was telling Sarah, like, you know, I don't know how I feel about all the elements in the pattern because I didn't see the back of it when I chose it.
Right. Yeah.
However, I really think this is one that's going to grow on me. Like I'm already becoming more and more obsessed, and I cast it on yesterday. So
you've done that yesterday.
Yeah, well, yesterday and like a little bit today.
Yeah.
But most of it yesterday. I had to start again because when I first did it, I did the swatch wrong, but I also did this wrong, so I ripped it back.
Can we just talk about the halo on this?
I know, it's amazing. It's because they're both like fluffy.
This is like
I'm all about
the most
this.
3D yarn I've ever seen.
Also, it knits up so fast because it's on 5mm needles, and it's like big chunky, like it's like bulk. It's a bulky yarn, like combo.
Two bulkies, yeah.
So I'm glad, like I'm excited that I'm hoping that it's going to be done relatively soon. So that's my first whip. So thank you so much, Sandnes Garn. Having a ball. They also sent some really cute like little extras as well. Like they sent like some little stitch marker pins and a depilling like cashmere comb.
That was lovely. Which,
you know, subtle signs, you know, definitely need to depill some of my stuff. But so thank you so much.
Should I might look, it's like we're going out of order, but given we're talking about the gifted stuff from Sandnes Garn, maybe we should keep it all together. This was so I was gifted yarn and a pattern to make the Mindy sweater, which is like oversized drop shoulder stockinette, quite basic but I think quite classy.
Yeah, very nice.
And I am doing it in one strand. I haven't brought it out.
That's okay.
I'm doing it in one strand of Sunday and one strand of Tynn silk mohair, both in the colour Matcha, which is my spirit colour, I think.
I also like now love this colour.
Yeah, and
it's just perfect.
It's like it's something. It's got something for everyone.
It's just perfect.
Like it's good for everyone. I just like couldn't help myself, but I did a swatch.
What made you do the swatch, Sarah? Sarah saw my swatch and was like, I want a swatch.
I was just like...
She was like, I can't believe you've already started casting on your Sandnes Garn stuff.
I was like, I thought we were going to like finish our whips first before we get stuck into this stuff, but I couldn't. I was thinking, it's been looking at me for a few days. And I was actually, we were talking about this before, like just in terms of, so the pattern, I was like, great, this will be like a strand of mohair and a strand and a fingering weight on a 4mm needle. That's pretty standard. But the pattern actually is a little bit tighter gauge. It was like 23 or 24 stitches or
Yeah, it was
something
smaller.
on a 3.5mm needle. And I was like, ooh, not sure about that. Like, it was not what I was expecting. And I was like, oh, is that going to be too dense? Because it doesn't get super cold here. So I was like,
No,
is it going to be too warm if it's not like that looser open gauge? I also didn't have a 3.5mm needle. And so I swatched on a 3.75.
I definitely did not condone this decision, guys, but
This
Sarah
is not
was
how you should
impatient.
be. This is not how you should be making decisions about what you knit with. But I was working with what I had. I don't know where my 3.5 is.
I think you need to go down. Did you
I've given it a
blocked
steam block.
I think you need to go down. Because you have to imagine the fabric like slightly stretched because it's like, see how it's like a little bit translucent?
I kind of like it. I like the
Okay,
drape.
but like it's a turtleneck. Like think about a slightly translucent turtleneck. Okay.
I don't know.
I think you should go down 0.25 to 3.5, but that's just my opinion.
Look, I'll see if I can find my 3.5. And yeah. Anyway, this is my little swatch. Oh, actually, when I no! That's not how
totally just outed you.
That is not. That is not how.
To
it
be
looks.
fair, it's also the Aussie sun, but you know
That's not how it
that was
looks.
really funny.
I think it's fine. We'll see. This has given me 21 to 22 stitches.
Yeah, it's almost like you need to go down just 0.25 to get the perfect gauge.
We'll see. I've got a few other whips which I probably will make myself finish before I cast this on, and we'll see if I find my 3.5mm needle.
It's also almost like it would be the perfect amount of time for some to arrive, but
That too. But yeah, this is gifted pattern and yarn, which I'm incredibly grateful for and very excited. But we'll see what I do.
amazing.
What's next?
Amazing. Okay, so I have kind of 3 whips, but they're not active, they're not exciting, but I'm still going to briefly touch on them.
Have I seen them? Has anyone seen them?
You haven't seen them in real life.
Great.
But everyone's probably seen them. But I'll pull them out nevertheless. This is probably the one that I'm most excited about, but it's going on in hibernation. This...
Oh my god.
These socks are my Home for Christmas socks by Renard Dondonmi. And I've knitted them in Filcolana Arwetta. So, you can see them. They're obviously looking... Oh my god, ignore my nails. They're like... They're the worst they've been. But how cute, guys. How cute is this pattern?
That is so beautiful.
I'm so obsessed with them. I love them so much. The colours that I've used compared to the pattern, I chose like a slightly less vibrant red, the same hunter green, and then a more cream leaning white compared to the stark white in the pattern.
Yeah.
I love the pattern. The pattern was super easy to follow. The colour work is gorgeous.
So cute.
If you are intimidated by colour work, this looks obviously very complex, but it was so fun and so addictive to knit, because you just want to get to that like next bit. So it was great. Now, the sad things that I need to talk about.
What?
So firstly, I knitted all of this, and the pattern says to knit on 2.5mm needles. I knit on 2.25 knowing I'm a tight knitter because
Wait, you did the colour work on 2.25?
Yeah, I think so. Oh no, sorry. No. That's incorrect. I did the colour work on 2.5mm needles, which is what the pattern I think suggests. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
But it's still very, 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 very snug. And I'm a very tight knitter, so I think that was the problem. I haven't blocked them yet though, so I'm hoping it'll stretch with blocking. Then on this bit, I knitted on 2.25mm needles for 2 reasons. Firstly, that was the little, I got in little needles. I bought them while I was away, like the...
Oh, yeah.
I've tried to go back to that in general.
Yep.
Yeah. Because I think I can knit socks faster that way. And so, yeah. So I did that. I could barely get the foot on. Like, it's so... And, like, look how small the stitches are, right? Like, I'm a tight knitter. And I think the other thing that I didn't consider is I use those needles when I use, like, the Regia Yak Merino. And that's a thicker sock yarn.
Yeah, much.
This is quite a thin sock yarn. Like, I'd say that this is, like, a 3-ply feeling sock yarn. I was trying it on for length on the plane. It was the first time I was trying them on, and I was hilarious because I was like using all my might to get them on. I did eventually get them on, and I think because of that, if I block them, I feel like I should be able to block them just to get them on. Also, all my socks stretch out so much.
Good sign. Good. That's a relief.
Can you tell I'm like really trying to convince
You're trying to like
myself
talk
it's gonna
yourself
be okay.
into the fact that it's going to be okay. It would be devastating if you're not like. It would just be an ornament if not.
Yeah,
Like you could just hang that on the chimney and just like. It's
I'm
so
just
beautiful.
so silly. But also, I didn't want to gauge swatch for this.
Of course
like,
not.
I don't want to gauge swatch the pattern. Then I may as well just knit the sock, you know? Now, you might be saying, Paige, why have you done this super annoying thing that you always do, right? Like, why have you done this super annoying thing where you've left this tiny little bit? Because you have to do magic loop on this, right? Because this part you need magic loop. It gets too narrow. And then I lost one of my needles on my travels.
Oh.
Just one of them.
That's so annoying.
Just one. But because it's also the smallest one, I can't even use like another needle because the stitches don't fit. So I put it on hold with the plan that I need to buy new ones. But I was never in one place long enough to
be able to order some.
Be able to get some delivered.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, all the places by this point didn't really have much knitting, like didn't have xiaogu available. So like I wasn't in Norway anymore. I was like in Africa, like Tanzania, where you're not getting this. So
but do you have xiaogu?
Literally. So anyway, this is where we're at with my socks. I love it. I'm going to finish this off and then I'm going to put it on hold until Christmas time because I want to do a pair of mismatched socks, and the other sock I want to do are I wrote them down. No.
Oh, no.
They're a different pattern, but also by Renard Dondomi. They are the All I Want for Christmas socks, and it's the ones that have the little gingerbread men. Yeah, I have the yarn and everything for it, but I'm just going to wait and definitely need to write down and just confirm exactly what needles I use size-wise.
Did you see Mathilde finish her socks?
I did, and
I was so happy for her. They looked amazing.
They look amazing. So yeah, we did a little knit along. We were together when we bought the yarn together in France. It was really like really fun, cute. And I really wish I could have finished them in time. And now it's summer, and there's just it makes more sense for me to get motivated to do the corresponding sock at the end. Yep. Also, then I'll only have one sock to do. So kind of nice.
Like you just do one sock and be like, would you look at that? Yeah. A pair of socks.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly.
Let's see another.
Another?
Yes.
I can tell you about my other sock. This is boring as. I've mentioned this a million times, like only partly done. But I'm mostly mentioning it because I want to hold myself accountable and show it to Sarah in real life. This is just a Summerlee Knits basic, I'm So Basic sock.
Right.
It's my favourite basic
Timeless.
sock pattern. It's free on Ravelry. I love it. I am knitting this on 2.25mm needles. I'm knitting the 72 diameter sock, like stitch diameter.
Yep.
I normally do a 64 stitch for myself, but these are going to be gifted to Jacob, and so I've done 72 stitches because he's got a wider foot than me. Guys, I know we've talked about this before, in case it's not obvious to other people, because it wasn't to me. When you're thinking about sock size, you think about the diameter of the foot because you can make it as long as you want. So like if someone has big feet, doesn't necessarily mean that they need a big sock. That's why I kept running into trouble. Jacob's got the same size foot as me, but he has a fatter foot. So
right.
That sounded like an unkind thing to say about Jacob. He's got a flatter and wider foot than me. So that's why we're here. The yarn is the Regia Premium just 4-ply. It's like their regular sock yarn. It's actually quite affordable and I really like it. It's like rustic feeling. Feels like it would be really hard wearing.
It's going to hold up for a long time. He's going to have these a long time.
He barracks for the Navy Blues Carlton football team. So I've done them in navy blue and I was going to embroider like a little Carlton football club thing in white.
Stop. That's so cute.
We're at this point for the exact same reason. In fact, I even fell short of cable to hold the yarn, so it's literally they're just like hanging loose.
But like this yarn is so rustic that it's fine.
Well, not really. Like you can see it's coming undone, but I also don't really care. Like I probably am going to just pick up from here and start again anyway. So yeah. So I do want to finish these off, so that's why I'm mentioning them on the podcast. I just want to double check there was nothing else I was going to say about them. Yeah, no, that's everything for that one. Great.
Oh, okay.
We're back and not getting sunburned.
The white girl can breathe.
I'm on doxycycline for my malaria prophylaxis still, so like gal can also use some sun protection right now.
Absolutely, you can. Yes, good. What's next? Shall I talk about my other whip?
Yes.
This is my
I love it. I love the colour.
This
the
is
swatch.
my
Tell me.
Stockholm slipover.
Oh my gosh, you've done so much.
It was just like such a pleasure. And I'm living up to my resolutions of knitting things.
Proud of you.
Yeah, I'm like, I want this for March, so
it feels nice. I love. This is a perfect like stiffness.
What's that? Like an open drapey
density.
knit?
Yeah,
What's
yeah.
this?
No, but I think it's appropriate for a slipover, but not for a turtleneck jumper.
Fine.
Is this on 4.5? 4?
4. This is on a 4.
Because this for me looks like me on a 4.5, which is how I know you're. It's really embarrassing that I know Sarah's gauge. When you know each other too well.
Yeah, that's a level of familiarity that I didn't think we'd get to, but here we are. So this is the Stockholm slipover round neck that I'm doing, holding one strand of Sunday by Sandnes Garn with one strand of the avec Athena Mohair, both of which are in like a toffee gingerbread delicious colour.
Gorgeous colours.
Yeah.
Strong favourite colours.
Yeah, I'm very into this. I spent a long time trying to find the right colours.
Yes.
And it took a little while. And there's a few balls of a different mohair which I'm going to have to.
I was going to say, is it from that swatch? That swatch that I just looked at had like the funny core.
No, that's another swatch that was another yarn. So this was using this one because this is all I had at the time.
Yeah, this is a different.
This is the Tynn silk mohair that was left over from my playful
you were just
palette.
doing it for gauge purposes.
Yeah, and also to see if I was okay with it, and I was not because like the core in
is too light.
Way too light.
Yeah,
it's probably not going to show up.
You
actually,
can't really see it.
But it is.
It's like white on there.
It's like pink white. Not into it. So finding the avec Athena, which has a really good colour.
It's perfect.
Core wrapped. So I think I'm at the point where I need to put the stitches on hold. This is the back panel and do the shoulders. But it's just flew. It's obviously a stockinette. It's glorious. It's classic.
Not last year before, knitted the Stockholm slipover in a different, I wanted a cool tone brown, which is like off brand for me, but I wanted something different. But it's brown and it's cool tone. And it's also in this gauge, and I wear it to
You
death.
wear it a lot, and I was like, I want to be as cool as you.
Honestly, it's one of my most worn knitted pieces, and like, you're going to fly through this just so you... I already know, like, next time I see her, she's probably going to have this done. And she's probably going to be wearing it. But it'll be such a good piece.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. And I went a little bit more oversized. Like, I've gone a little bit higher. Like, the pattern recommends 6 centimetres V's.
Yeah.
But I think I've probably erred closer to 10. So it's going to be a little bit more slouchy.
Yeah. It always looks better slouchy with that.
Going to be a little bit more like the inspiration picture that I'm ripping off from Suzanne.
Now I'm kind of like, oh my god, do I need another one? This is my problem. I kind of want to knit another one, but
it's such a quick, like, it's quick.
Yeah.
See what's in stash. See what you could make.
The stash isn't the problem. I have yarn. That's not my problem. The opportunity cost is the problem.
Yeah. But this is probably what I should be, and probably what I will be working on most going forward.
Yeah.
And not my Marius Genser.
Proud of you.
Thanks.
That'll be good.
Yeah.
That'll be good.
It's just like,
and it's a good stockinette.
I find it so like really like it's such a comfort knit. It's like petite knit, which is like the pattern is good. You know it's going to work out. It's all stockinette. Like this is just like a sure thing.
Also,
knit,
like when you're on 4.5mm needles and the like
or
yarn
4
is
for the
this,
rest of us.
Oh, sorry, 4 for everyone else. 4.5 for me. With this like 4-ply and lace weight combination, like your hands are just so used to it.
It's just
like a comfortable knit. I think it's just because it's the thing that I knit the most. Yeah,
and it's just a really pleasurable.
Like this one was the same.
Did you say what you used?
Oh my gosh, I totally forgot to say what
because I was
used.
looking at it and I was like, did she?
No, I forgot.
No. Okay,
I forgot. You should need to finish talking about that.
That's it. I'm done. There's nothing more to say.
Okay, you sure?
Yes.
Okay. Just to circle back to the Sandro pullover, it is knitting for Olive, 4-ply merino, like their regular merino, and the soft silk mohair, both in dusty artichoke, to give this beautiful sage green colour.
Timeless. I was like, I bet. I didn't want to say it, but I was like, I think it's dusty artichoke.
I think initially I wanted to go more pistachio green, but dusty artichoke was as close as I was going to get, and I'm really happy with it.
I think it's really classy.
So, yeah.
Beautiful.
I love, and also 4.5mm needles, like the 4-ply with the lace weight on 4.5 millimeter needles.
knitting.
It's comfort. It's a comfort.
It just feels
it's a
like
comfort
it's like,
gauge,
it's
comfort
like I'm
needles.
home, you know?
Yeah,
Like,
feels good. Also, I can say, for anyone who wants to do this, but they're slightly intimidated by the cabling because it's like looks like it's all over cabled, right? Let me reassure you, it's not that much effort because you're literally every 14 rows doing a cable.
It's probably the perfect entry to cabling. It's like if you have only ever knit stockinette things before and you're like, I want to dabble in cables, I presume this is a good one.
It is.
Correct me if I'm wrong.
No, it is, because you've got, I guess it's not annoying, but the only thing to keep in mind is like it's not completely mindless because you still have to do the pearl border, but it's mindless enough and as mindless as it's going to get with cabling, and it's
perfect.
Every 14 stitches
rows
that all line up is really satisfying and easy.
Yeah.
Because then you just want to do like the next
chunk,
which actually ends up being
a fair amount of work.
Like I think I had like 2 makes up 10 centimeters for me. Yep. So like that's really good, I think.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right, what else you got?
I've got one more boring whip.
We've talked about this. You always criticize me for like talking down my whips.
No, because I've talked about it a million times in episodes and I've made no progress on it. But this is because it's been on hold and
I feel like it's a fresh start.
I'm holding myself accountable. Also, I got this for you and I forgot that's why I put it in there.
Aw, thank you.
It's just
God, it's so cute.
It's really cute. It's just a little lava keychain. It's from Peru.
Look at this. This is really hard to... Look at this, man!
There's a little...
Look at this little bubble eyes.
Which is so funny.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Anyway. This is one of those... Oh my gosh, I just found more needles. Story of my life. Oh, 4 millimeters.
We had this conversation
those.
before being like, when I couldn't find my 3.5s, I was like, I have no idea. There could be needles in whips. Deep stash. Oh, God.
I am knitting... the 2x2 classic rib beanie. Who's it by? Essential Beanie by Andrew Gorn. Yes.
Love
So
it.
I am up to the point where I didn't have any more stitch markers. I know me out of stitch markers. What's going on? It was because I was traveling, and so I just didn't want to do the decreases without stitch markers because I knew I would make a headache out of it. So that's where I'm up to, and I want this to be finished because I want the finished object. In saying that, now definitely don't need a beanie.
Priority is like less.
It's less, but I also want to just finish it so that it's not just sitting in my whips. Yeah. But great pattern. We've talked about this pattern before.
It's a good go-to.
It's just a great value ribbed beanie pattern. It's super squishy. The yarn combination.
It feels robust.
Yeah.
This is going to keep you toasty.
The yarn combination that I'm using they're both knitting for Olive. This is heavy merino.
Oh, I wondered what that was.
And this is just a soft silk mohair.
I want this.
This is in bottle green. Actually, no, that might be a lie. That's in slate green. This is in bottle green.
Beautiful. They've come up really nice together.
I bought them in Denmark together. Like,
of course you did.
It was one of those things that I wanted the finished object, and where we were staying next door was a yarn shop. And I was going to buy the one from Uniqlo, and I was just thinking, silly. Like, I can knit it, you know? And then it'll be like a little memory thing from Denmark. So...
That's so nice.
There we are.
This yarn is just like everything.
I've also knit them on...
The fleck. Look at the fleck.
The fleck is perfect. The slate, so I've knitted Jacob's zipper sweater in slate grey. And that's slate green. And it's got that marling in it. That's beautiful. Into this. I've knitted in 5mm needles,
Yeah, it feels dense.
I also want to say that I've started this and restarted this a million times on different needle sizes.
Until you got one that you're happy with.
But I'm very happy with the 5.
Good.
Yep, that's my last
That'll be an easy slam dunk, like, finish.
Well, that's what I'm hoping. I think I just need to, like, finish some things to make myself feel more...
I think I definitely go through, like, a chaotic cast on energy, and I'm like, I just want to cast all the things on, and then I don't get the satisfaction of finishing anything for a while. And so then I get really focused on finishing things, because I need the rush.
No, I get it.
I've got one more whip.
Yeah.
Which is also a green beanie.
I love this yarn.
I'm just
like
making a muscle burrow, which is a pattern by Artichoke that I've made a lot of times before. I am using a yarn that I got as like a single skein from the Sheep and Wool show last year.
Yes.
This was just like I can't not buy this because it's beautiful, but I didn't have a plan, which I want to do less of.
I remember that moment so clearly, and I'm pretty sure I was like, just do it.
Yeah. So I think I want to do that less because there's not a lot of projects that I want to own where a single beautiful skein is applicable.
Yeah.
But the muscle burr, perfect.
Actually, can I just interject there while we're talking about that? I'm also trying to be a lot more mindful, and I'm also wanting to de-stash a lot of stuff. And I've noticed that you've been de-stashing stuff on the Australian like de-stash page because I see it all the time, and you de-stash that Great Ocean Rose Woollen Mill stuff, and it was beautiful, and I saw it and I messaged you being like, excuse me, shame on you. But when I unpack, I also want to de-stash stuff. I was saying to Sarah, I think it might be something that you guys might be interested in for Australian yarns, and I'm talking like pretty much all of it will be untouched, and I've just realised I'm not going to get to. Once I create a little Depop account for my yarn, I'll pop it in the description below. If there's anything on there that you guys might be interested in, you can pop and have a look. I'll also be posting on the Australian Facebook groups as well though, so just keep in mind, if it gets taken, I'll remove it. But just in case you were interested.
I feel like if we talk about our resolutions, I've got some resolutions, but for this yarn, oh my god, sirens. Anyway, whatever. This is from a brand called Athena. I've used their sock yarn before, which I quite liked, but this is a blend of 65% superwash merino, 20% silk, and 15% yak.
I remember that also being a selling point, was the base composition.
Like we've talked about yak, and obviously there's maybe what I'm realising is there's a time and a place for yak.
Yeah.
And on garments that get a lot of friction and a lot of wear, like socks, maybe not appropriate. On a beanie, which doesn't, it's
perfect.
Luxury.
It just gives a little halo.
Yeah.
Feels really soft.
Really beautiful.
Warm.
And I really like a dark halo. Anything where the halo is dark, in the same way that Possum does the same thing.
Yes, I was going to say your what's it called? Your book club cardigan is a perfect example of that.
So it kind of creates this shadowing, which is cool. This colour is everything in my life.
The name of it, Gentleman's Moss, is
Gentleman's
so apt.
Moss.
It's such a perfect Sarah colour.
Yeah, I'm obsessed with that.
How do you feel about skinny singles yarn? Because I don't
know, I haven't really knit with anything else before. I've never knit with singles.
I wasn't sure if people don't know what I'm talking about. It's like
it's single.
Yeah,
it's not
single
ply.
one ply thing.
Yeah.
What's that yarn that have hedgehog fibers?
Oh, they do it.
They do it, and I have it, and I'm knitting it into a garment, but it gives a lot of drape.
Oh yeah.
And I feel like it's going to make me rip out a whole half of a jumper, colourwork jumper, because of it. But anyway, we can circle back to that eventually.
Yeah. I guess like anything, it's about choosing the right project.
Yeah.
So I like this. This is my just grab, because guaranteed I will always be able to knit on this, because this is a fingering weight yarn. I'm doing it on a 3mm circular needle. And I've basically I've committed this needle, which is my 3mm mini Chaogu, or I think it's 40 centimeters. This is my muscle burrow needle.
That's so funny.
I knit a lot of muscle burrows. I think it's a great pattern, and the fact that I can just commit and know that I can just knit and knit and knit until this is the tube that you then fold in on itself. Because
that's also it's a double layer beanie, yeah?
Yeah, so I wouldn't want to do anything thicker than a fingering weight yarn. I don't know how a DK weight yarn.
No, but I also think that, I was just going to say, I think the skinny single is perfect. Because it kind of balances out the drape with the thickness of a double knit.
That's going to be really nice. So I'm just going to knit this until it runs out. I'm not sure if I'll have enough for the whole thing, but if I need to sub in a little bit for the last bit of the crown on the inside that you don't see.
Yeah, true.
Do you know? I don't mind. So it's a good way to just use up as much of this as I can. Maybe it'll be all of it, maybe it won't, but I'll have a beautiful green Gentleman's Moss coloured beanie.
It's gorgeous. That is the most Sarah beanie ever. Muscle bra
yak
moss,
muscle bra
yak beanie.
So I was looking, I was being oh, I really like that. I remember that I have multiple green beanies now, and I'll have another one soon. But I love having this as just grab and go. Yeah, it's so good.
Perfect.
Everyone should always have a muscle bra on the needles.
I feel like I'm yet to be convinced. I think I just get so not scarred is a bit dramatic, but what is it? The Oslo hat by Petite Knit. I've knit 2 of them.
Yeah.
And each time I just find them like a bit painful to knit, both literally on my hands and also emotionally, because they just feel like they take forever.
Yeah.
So
Fair.
that reminds me of that. But maybe I'll give that a go next time I'm thinking of knitting.
But you just accept that it's going to take like 6 months.
Yeah, see, it's just like, it's a standard beanie unit for such a small thing.
Yeah.
You know?
The standard beanie unit for that is like 3.3.
Yeah, like it's high, whereas like that's like, you know, 5mm needles, chunky, you know? Yeah.
Have you got anything else?
No, I don't. And acquisitions wise, obviously I have 1,000,001 acquisitions from my trip. That's going to be a separate video.
It's too much for it.
It will come though and get hyped because Sarah's going to lose her tiny mind. I feel like even when I give like little tasters, it's really exciting.
It's like this like glimmer of this like beautiful world that you have lived in.
It'll be, I think, in the next 2 episodes. One of the next 2 episodes.
Next time we find time to get together. I've got 2 last things to show.
Please.
The first one is just kind of like a little fun one.
Oh my god!
I've been able to show this for a while because it's been in the laundry a few times.
That's the cutest thing ever.
My dad made me a t-shirt.
That is the cutest thing ever.
My dad, who is #1 fan of this channel.
He is a true stan.
Yeah, like he's really, really supportive, which is very lovely. So thanks so much, Dad. But for Christmas, he tried to like copy my handwriting, which is the thing.
I could not believe. I thought he had used the actual graphic because it's so accurate, but he like forged Sarah's handwriting from the graphic we used.
He was like apparently spent ages trying to like draw out the P right or something. Anyway, and then he put these little like hooks and balls of yarn at the bottom. But he's just gone above and beyond for the channel. So
it's like the sweetest dad thing to do of all time.
Yeah. So thanks so much, Dad. This is my promo t-shirt.
Love it. Love it.
And I got one last thing.
Yeah, sure.
Which is a birthday present for you.
Oh, what?
Well, you got me this, so I got you this.
That's not your birthday present. That was just a little...
Well, you have to open this.
Oh, Sarah. Oh my god, on the podcast. Oh my god, these are perfection. These are so cute. And you know I always need more stitch markers.
Yes, so when you were like, I ran out of stitch markers.
Thank you so much. Okay, I'm going to show these on the screen. You know, I've always wanted to get embroidered ones. There, I feel like, can we see them? There, wait, I need to like spread them out so
that you can admire all 3.
They're so cute. They are these little embroidered stitch markers and they are beautiful. I love them. I love berries and I love cherries. And this is like, it's almost like you know me or something.
What?
What's my gauge on this jumper? This is so beautiful. Thank you so, so much.
I ordered them from Bobbles Berries. She has a podcast as well.
I need to check it out. And I need to check out her other
She
pieces.
makes
so
like
cool.
this, her small business is making these stitch markers. And I was ordering some for myself. And I got them, my brother, to bring them home for Christmas, and I was like, I ordered some for myself, and I was like, oh, I can't just get some for me.
These are so beautiful. I feel so
They're so like, they are so, oh my gosh, I love mine so much that I'm worried about using them.
You know what else? This is going to be so beautiful to use on the pink half a cardigan. You always have to have an aesthetically beautiful stitch marker like for that project, or it has to be seasonal. And I've still got gingerbread ones on some of these, so like, we're ready. Thank you so much. I know that
you're like very into stitch markers.
I love stitch markers.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Pleasure.
I really appreciate it.
Pleasure. Cool.
I think that's it.
On that note, thank you so much everyone for watching. Really appreciate everyone who has sort of stuck around through like some less exciting times last year or like less going on. Now we're back and it feels good to be back. So
good to be back. We're going to be here
right.
in full swing. Neither of us are studying for exams as well. So like,
we're going to be ladies of leisure. Just, having the best time. So thank you for sticking around and stay tuned for more. See you soon.